children, we have done this chapter, Landscape of the Soul. I'm just recapitulating the story, this chapter once again. As I told you, the story, the chapter is about art forms, basically Chinese and European art form. In this chapter, we find the author compares and contrasts these two art forms. In China during the 8th century, then there's a story about Ting Tang, the century, the Tang Emperor Xuanzong, who commissioned a painter. We come to know about the story, which is altogether a very different story. So in this way, the author tells us about the Chinese art form, which is much more what it is shown at the out front, right? So then here we come with another story where we're told about a European art form where a blacksmith falls in love with the painter's daughter, and in order to woo her daughter for himself, what all he does, he paints a fly, and the fly is so real that the painter hires him as a trainee, hires him as an apprentice, right? And then this blacksmith later on, he becomes a well-known, well-established and a famous painter. So by the means of these stories, we come to know about the difference between the two art forms, the Chinese and the European art form, right? So we are also known about the shan shui, which means mountain water, which is again, which is there in the Chinese art form. So in one of the art forms, the artist restricts the onlookers to look from his perspective. But in the Chinese art form, he gives a wide perspective of things where the onlooker is free to give his own angle, his own perspective, and his own dimensions to the various art forms. So this is what I have recapitulated very briefly. Now I want Khushi to please read out the summary one so that then we can move on to the question and answer section. Khushi, kindly read out the summary.
Landscape of the Soul. In this chapter, the writer contrasts two forms of art, Chinese art and European art.
Khushi, I cannot hear you. Your voice is not audible.
Summary. In this chapter, the writer contrasts two forms of art, Chinese art and European art, by using two different stories. In China, during the 18th century, the Tang Emperor...
Not 18th century, Harshita, it's 8th century.
Sorry, ma'am. In China, during the 8th century, the Tang Emperor Xuanzong commissioned a painter Wu Daozi to decorate a wall in the palace. Upon seeing the wall painting, the emperor started noticing the outer appearance of the painting, but the painter drew his attention to a cave at the foot of the mountain. The painter told the emperor that he would take him inside. The painter entered the cave, and the entrance closed behind him. As soon as the painter clapped his hand, the painting on the wall was gone, and so was the painter.
Just a second. Just wait for a moment. This is the first story which is narrated here. That is about Chinese art form, right? So here, this story as such is very weird, far from reality. Right? Whether it happened or not, whether it's truth or just imagination, we don't know. But yes, Chinese painting is in that way only. It was a painting, the painting which was gifted by Wu Daozi to his emperor Xuanzong. He hid that painting behind a screen because he wanted the emperor to have a first look at the painting. It was a beautiful landscape where there were mountains, there were lush green trees, there was greenery everywhere, immense clouds, streams, waterfalls. It was a beautiful, lovely landscape painting, right? Now, the emperor could see the beauty of the painting, but the painter wanted him to see the inner beauty which was not visible at the forefront, which was hidden. So he told the emperor that at the foothills of the mountain, there dwells a spirit, right? He says there is a cave and there dwells a spirit. Now that was absolutely illusion or imagination, we can say. Now the painter enters into that foothills of the mountain where there was a cave. So he entered into the cave, which he found that it was really very splendid one. It was beautiful. and he asked the emperor to come there. But before the emperor could even say anything, the painting, the entrance of the cave closed, right? And the painter was inside. And just by a single clap of the painter, even the painting disappeared. After this, the painter was never seen. So this is something which makes onlookers very curious, which makes reader very curious. How is this possible? So that was all about the Chinese art. Chinese art had so much in depth in them that one could not even imagine. It was far beyond imagination. It was far beyond illusion, right? So that is the incident which is described here. Please read out the second stanza.
In another story, a painter would not draw an eye of a dragon as he feared that the dragon would fly out of the painting. In another story, to represent a European art form, a master blacksmith
हमारे
falls
मैंने मुझसे ज्यादा
with a
इंटेलिजेंट
painter's
बच्चा
daughter.
Okay.
The father didn't
Harshita,
approve.
please start with this stanza once again in another story.
Okay, ma'am. In another story, a painter would draw an eye of a dragon as he feared that the dragon would fly out of the painting. In another story, to represent a European art, a master blacksmith falls in love with a painter's daughter. The father didn't approve of him because of his profession. The blacksmith sneaked into his painting studio and painted a fly on the painter's latest panel. The fly seemed so real that the painter tried to hit it first before realizing it was in the painting. The painter accepted him as a trainee in his studio. The blacksmith married the painter's daughter and later became one of the famous painters of his time.
This story I have already narrated to you. Just now also I told you this is about a blacksmith who falls in love with a painter's daughter. In order to win her, he goes to her father's studio and he paints a fly. The fly seems to be so real that even the painter was not able to judge, and he, in order to blow it away, he was just, blowing air upon it. So then he realized that it was not a real fly, rather it was a painting. As a result, he hired the blacksmith as a trainee or as an apprentice, and later on he married his daughter. So this blacksmith afterwards became a great painter. That is what we are talking about, the European art, which seems to be imaginative at the forefront, but actually it is real. So here the contrast is very sharp here between the two art forms. One seems to be imaginative, but it is real inside, and the other seems to be real, right? Other is actually not real, but it seems to be real. So please continue. Here we find the difference very clearly.
These stories revealed as to how art form is believed to be followed in two different regions in the world. In Europe, an artist wants the viewer to see a real viewpoint by borrowing his eyes. The art must be perfect and must be illusion likeness. Whereas in China, the artist doesn't paint a real one, but uses his inner and spiritual voice to create an abstract piece. The viewer can enter the painting from any point and can travel according to his own imagination. The artist wants the viewer to enter his mind and create a path of its own. This concept is called shanshui, which means mountain water. When they are used together, they make the word landscape.
So now the difference between the two art forms is here clear, of the two different regions of the world. In Europe, artist wants the viewer to see a real viewpoint by borrowing his eyes. So that is a European art form where the painter, the artist, he wants the viewer to look at the painting or the drawing from his perspective, right? He wants that he should borrow his eyes and look from that perspective. The art must be perfect and must be illusion likeness. Whereas in China, the artist doesn't paint a real one. In China, the artist paints absolutely imagination. He uses his inner and spiritual voice to create an abstract piece. An abstract piece is created where the viewer can enter the painting from any point and he can travel according to his own imagination. So the viewer can land into his own world of imagination. So that freedom of imagining and entering into another world, that is given in the Chinese form, right? So here the eyes are not borrowed, rather heart is borrowed, heart is lended. So the artist wants the viewer to enter his mind and create a path of his own. That is in Chinese one. Now in Chinese, this concept is called shanshui, which means mountain water. here one thing is also missing is that what we have learnt about yin yang forms of art, forms of painting, where yin is the male one and yang is the female one, and then they talk about the Chinese art as the middle one, which is the blank space, the white space left in the Chinese art, that is for imagination, right? I hope it is clear to everybody, the summarization, the recapitulation. Is it clear to you, Harshita? Is recapitulated. We have gone through it properly now. I hope the story is clear to you people. So let me start with the question answers now. We'll be discussing the question answers here, and I want you people to respond back, right? Here are the question answers. Now, my first question here is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ankita, you can see the screen? Okay. Please read the question, first question.
Question 1. Contrast the Chinese view of art with the European view of art with examples.
Okay. Lavanya, would you try to give this answer? Lavanya, is my voice audible to you? Can you reply back? Ambika, you can give me the answer. Who knows the answer can give me the answer, please. Contrast the Chinese view of art with the European view with examples.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the Chinese painting are imaginative, and the European paintings are the real one. They look real one, but they are imaginative. Whereas Chinese one looks imaginative, but are the real one.
Okay. What else?
The Chinese paintings are based on inner and spiritual approach.
Okay, fine. Ankita, would you like to complete the answer?
Yes, ma'am. In Chinese view of art, the painter doesn't want the viewers to borrow his eyes. The viewers can enter into the painting from any end, whereas in European view of painting or art, the painter wants the viewers to borrow his eyes and see the painting through his perspective. This is the main difference between the Chinese and European view.
Okay, you have almost given me the answer. See, the Chinese form of art is based on imagination, and that is what we have discussed from the beginning itself, and it shows the inner and spiritual approach of the artist, right? There is freedom given to the onlookers that he may discover, he may transport in his own world of imagination. Whereas in the European art form, it is real and reproduces an actual view of the object from the landscape. You can easily contrast between the two art forms by recalling the two stories which are being narrated in the chapter. First one was for that European art, where the emperor was gifted with this landscape painting by Jauzi, and the second one was of this blacksmith incident who had drawn that fly on the panel. Right. So by contrasting between the two paintings, you can come to the main points. What are the sharp contrasts between the European and the Chinese art form? Okay, let me continue further. Nilima, now you are unmuted, I believe. You can unmute yourself. Nilima, can you hear my voice or still it is not? The concept of Shan Shui. Explain the concept of Shan Shui. We have read about Shan Shui. What is Shan Shui all about? So you can tell me about the concept of Shan Shui. Yes, who is going to give me this answer? Explain the concept of Shan Shui.
Ma'am, Shan Shui is a mountain water, refers to the style of Chinese painting,
Right.
which involve Natural landscape.
Okay. Somebody else would like to tell me about Chanshui? Karan, you can unmute yourself. You're raising your hand. You can give me the answer. I've given you the permission to unmute.
Ma'am, Shanshui basically is a Chinese concept of art, which means mountain water, and it is used together to represent the landscape. And
Right.
basically, the author want to tell Shanshui the two components of a landscape, which he represent by yin and yang.
Yes, 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 yes. Good one. So Shanshui is a Chinese concept of art, which means mountain water. See, whenever we are giving such words, such names, or the language words are given there, you need to tell the literary meaning of that word. So Shanshui simply means mountain water. It is used together to represent the word landscape. The two complementary poles, yin and yang, of an image reflect the Taoist view in Shanshui. Right? Tao was the painter who gifted the emperor that painting, that landscape. So Taoist view word is from that only, right? Okay. Now this is a different question. I want to read out the question and give you the answer for this. What do you understand by the terms outsider art and art brut or raw art? We have two terms here. First is outsider art, and the second one is art brut or raw art. Art brut is also known as raw art. So there is a difference between these two terms. Outsider art is the art made by untrained artists. For example, children or mentally ill person. That is outsider art. Means people who are not untrained, people who have not much idea whether they are small children or whether even people who are they're suffering from some kinds of disabilities. Also, you will find that at times are very good at painting, right? So such people, the art made by them who are not trained for it, that is outsider art. But raw art is a type of art made by people who are not professionals, but they create an art piece with their own depth and understanding, right? So that is with their own understanding. They're not professionals, but they have still their own understanding about the subject and not from the stereotypical form of classical or fashionable art. So it's just a glance I wanted to have at this question, nothing much to do in detail about this. Okay, I'm coming to the next one. Just leave this one also, it's not a part of it. We are coming directly to talking about the text. Now, discuss the emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. This is an important question. There was a statement here, the emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. Is the question clear? Ankita, would you like to try this one, dear? Ankita, is my voice audible? Okay, I'm putting you, just keeping you all unmute. Yes, Ankita.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, according to the question, it says that the ruler may conquer the territory, but the artist knows its inner beauty. This means that the king or the ruler is able to see the outer physical beauty of his territory, but he may not know the consequences or the problems which the people of his territory are facing. So the artist here tells that he knows the soul problem or the soul of his territory, whereas only knows about its physical beauty or physical appearance of it.
Okay, well said, Ankita. But whenever such a statement comes, first of all, we have to refer what it is related to what it is mentioned. The statement has been mentioned, right? This statement was basically mentioned to the story where the emperor was gifted a beautiful landscape painting by Zhou, right? Now, the statement here means that the emperor rules over the territory. Emperor rule over his kingdom. which he has conquered and has the power, but the artist knows the path and the mysterious work of the universe. So in reference to that painting also, we find that the artist was ruling over the territory, right? Sorry, the emperor was ruling over the territory. He may find that outer beauty, he has the power, but the artist knows the inner beauty and the mysterious work, the hidden beauty of the universe. The artist can go beyond the materialistic appearance of objects. No matter how powerful the emperor was, the artist's true art can be seen the way he wants to show them. When the artist says, come, I will show you the way within. So that is the inner beauty which is known and can be seen only by the artist, not by the powerful emperor. I hope it is